Here's the Shabibo rage. Let's watch Shabibo malding.
Not a red wave. This was not only not a red wave, it was not a red tide, it was barely a red trickle. Barely a red trickle, which means heads should roll. When your football team is expected to go 16-0, it's one thing if your football team then proceeds to go 14-2 or 10-6. If your football team proceeds to go 8-8, people get fired. The entire coaching staff, the entire leadership team in the Republican Party needs to go, and it needs to go now. I spoke to the Republican House Caucus back in 2021, and I said to them, if somehow you fail to take the House, given the conditions that you have been given, every one of you ought to lose your jobs. Well, they're barely going to take the House, and I mean barely going to take the House. The current estimate suggests that Republicans are going to win somewhere between 8 and 15 seats in the House. They started off with 212. That means they will end up on the low end at 220 out of 435, which means that they would have a 5-seat majority in the House after starting with just a 10-seat minority in the House. That is an extraordinary.
Well, he says this like he isn't one of the main mouthpieces of the GOP. No. This is one area where Ben Shapiro, unironically, is closer to the Republican Party's operatives than he is to the Republican Party's voters. He's constantly trying to maintain this delicate balance of pushing the culture war shit while also simultaneously truly wanting to make an earnest effort to, like, you know, eviscerate Palestinians or make sure that, you know, there's even further tax cuts and further deregulation. Like, a lot of Republicans don't care. A lot of Republican voters just care about the culture war shit. Ben also cares about the Republican Party. Okay? He also maintains this delicate balance by hiring motherfuckers like Michael Knowles and Candace Owens to say the psychotic shit, Matt Walsh, to say the psychotic shit so he can turn around and sometimes say, I'm the reasonable person here. He's mad because he thinks that, he sees the writing on the wall that, like, not enough crazy folk are in the ranks of the loyalist ranks of the Republican Party to go out and vote on the let's murder trans people campaign or there's crime happening everywhere campaign. He'll keep pumping those narratives, but he recognizes that, like, there's more to it than that.
Really crappy result in the Senate. The Republicans look like they are going to be on the losing edge of this one. Basically, the entire Senate comes down right now to Georgia, where it looks like there will be a runoff between Herschel Walker and Raphael Warnock. Arizona, not all the votes are in because apparently all the votes in Arizona are counted by a single blind nun working in Mozambique. And so we have to take at least 7 years to count all the votes in Arizona. And the same thing holds true in Nevada. If you have to ballpark the outcome.
Yeah, dude, Western states are so bad at vote counting, though. It's true. The further west you go, the dumber the counting process gets, especially Southwest. He's not wrong about that. It's insane. It is literally insane. Like, California is great for many different things, but it is wild to me that it takes like 6 weeks minimum for like any consistent number to come out. It's always projections. Same with Arizona. Arizona takes too long. Nevada, oh my God. What the fuck is happening, dude? The only reason why you get information out of California is projections. Like, it's so stupid. It takes like 6 weeks for like the true winner to officially be declared in California in any race.
Comes to those races right now. What you would figure is that Republicans, in order to gain control of the Senate, would need to take.
That's not how you say Nevada? Crazy.
Take 2 out of.
Learn how to count in Nevada, and then I'll say it right.
Those 3. Republicans, I think, may still take Nevada. It looks as though they're going to lose Arizona. And that runoff with Herschel, we're going to get another Senate runoff in Georgia, this time featuring the extraordinarily flawed candidacy of Herschel Walker against Raphael Warnock in an off-year election where Brian Kemp is not on the ballot to drag Herschel Walker up ballot. These are crap results, guys. These are.
Yeah, it's not good. He's right about that. You don't have Brian Kemp pumping Herschel Walker now. Brian Kemp is no longer on the ballot. So if it's a 1v1 between Walker and Warnock, Warnock looks way better than Walker. This is the correct assessment. there's going to be national attention on Herschel Walker. Let's be real. Walker, not exactly the best candidate under the microscope, okay? That's all I'm saying. The more attention is directed towards Herschel Walker, the less his chances, the worse his chances are.
Bad results. I'm not going to sugarcoat stuff. I'm not going to pretend that this is a wonderful evening for Republicans, or even that.
Like you can't have more the I'm police actually moments from Herschel Walker and expect him to win. You know what I mean? The more he's under the microscope, the more he has to talk on camera, the more he has to like maintain positions, the more he's gonna say psychotic shit like I'm actually a cop, I killed people for fun, like, but then Jesus Christ saved me. Like, these are things he has said on the campaign run. Like he said these things. Bro, stop. Stop this, please. Stop making these jokes.